In this video, you're going to learn how to use an if or conditional statement. When we combine our conditional statement with the instructions from step 8, we will be telling the bot to only write to our CSV file when the sState variable in that row of data is equal to a particular state. For this video, I'm going to use the example of main. Let's begin by setting the stage for where we are at in our bot programming, because that will help make sense of what the if or conditional statement will do. At this point in our bot, we have told the bot to open our raw data file. I am again showing a snip of the raw data file with a minor change to row 3 so that we have an observation from main. In the last series of videos, we finished programming the bot to transform the data and assign the transformed data to the variables that we created in step 2. For example, the red position numbers indicate data that we converted to numeric data. And we can see that we have extracted the year and we've removed punctuation, both quotations and the $sign. We have also programmed our bot to write a header row into our CSV file so that when we write the data into our CSV file, we will be able to tell what data is in each column. We are now at the point where we would like to write the data to our CSV file, but we only want to write the data to our CSV file for a particular state. How can we accomplish this? We can accomplish this using an action that is likely familiar to you. An if statement. If statements are commonly referred to as conditional statements because you want the action to be performed based on a particular condition. In other words, we will be telling the bot to only write the data to the CSV file when this condition is true. Our state is equal to main. We need to place our if statement in our loop. To understand why, think back to our overall process. We currently have the bot read in the data one row at a time. So the bot reads in the data in row 0. The bot then transforms the data in row 0 and assigns the data for row 0 to the appropriate variables. Since we are processing the data one row at a time, we want the bot to check to see if the state in row 0 is equal to main. Since row 0's state, Mississippi, is not equal to main, we want the bot to skip writing the data into the CSV file and instead loop back to start the process over again for row 1. In looping back to row 1, the bot would start the process over again. It would read in the data for row 1, it would transform the data for row 1 and assign it to variables, and then it would check to see if the state is equal to main. Since row 1's state of Arkansas is not equal to main, it would not write the data to the CSV file and instead loop back to row 2. Repeating the process for row 2, the bot will read in the data, it will transform the data and assign it to the variables. It will check if row 2's state is equal to main, and since it is not, it will not write to the data file and it will loop back to row 3. Just like the previous rows, the bot will read in the data for row 3, transform the data and assign it to our variables, and again check to see if the state for row 3 is equal to main. Since the state in row 3 is equal to main, the bot will continue on to step 8 and write the data into the CSV file. In the next video, you will learn how to program the bot so that it writes certain data elements to our CSV file in the correct columns. Once the bot has written the data into the appropriate columns, it will then loop back and start the process over again for row 4. Now that you understand why we might need a conditional statement and why that conditional statement should be placed within our loop, we can look at the steps that we will follow to create a conditional statement in our bot program. Since our state variable is a string variable, we will be using a string condition. We need to tell the bot where to find the variable that we will be conditioning on, and then we need to tell the bot what the condition is. So we'll have to tell the bot that we want it to be equal to, and then we are going to type in our state. Here, spelling is important, so make sure you double check your state spelling. The bot will not be able to find a state that matches your condition if you misspell the state. Let's get into A2019 to see how to program our if condition. If you haven't already, go ahead and close your string menu and then navigate back up to the if action. Click once to open the if action. As you can see, we have a couple options that are typical to conditional statements: an if, an else if, and an else statement. We're going to just select the if statement. Go ahead and double click to move it onto your workbench. And if it is located outside your loop, go ahead and click and drag it so that it is inside your loop. Now that we have the if statement on our workbench and inside our loop, we can configure it. Click on the down arrow and select the string option from the menu, since we're going to be using a string condition. We then have to tell the bot what variable we're going to condition on, so click on the X in paren, click on the down arrow, and then select a state from your list. Then click Yes, Insert. We can leave the operator as the default equals to, and then we're going to type in our state. In my case, I'm going to type in main. We can ask it to match the case, or if we believe that it might not match the case, we could uncheck that box. And we can leave the ignore carriage return box unchecked. You could add additional conditions if you needed to, but we won't need to, so we can go ahead and click on Save. We can then close our if menu.